Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Alonzo, big week of, I guess, just pre-award stuff and
we're in the thick of it.
Fall, and there's just a lot.
It matters. We're getting to what we can get to.
Yeah, I know, and we're not even getting to everything, but we're giving it our best shot. Anyway, today we're gonna look at Goodbye Christopher Robin, biopic about A.A. Milne.
Yes, played by Donald Gleason. He's everywhere. He's an American made. What can't he do? I'm a fan. So he's A.A. Milne. It's about how Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2 and Kanga and Roo all came to be. It is a very tasteful and kind of gauzy biopic about his life in the country with his little boy whose name was Christopher Robin, and how watching him play with his teddy bears in the forest inspired the 100-acre wood that we know today. Take a look.
Once upon a time, there was a great war that brought so much sadness to so many people. Hardly anyone could remember what happiness was like. It helped us to believe in the good things.
Which one would you like?
This one.
Yeah, same height, please.
Go.
The fun things.
Who's your favourite?
I'd have to go for the little one.
Piglet.
Has to be Piglet.
And then, just like a tap you turned on, happiness came pouring out.
I was thinking how we're kind of getting a lot of sort of creative origin stories this fall. Right. There's Professor Marsden and the Wonder Woman we're talking about today.
Yes.
We have the disaster artist coming up.
He's a creative force. Right, he counts as a creator.
Absolutely, he does. And we have the man who invented Christmas, which is about how Dickens wrote a Christmas Carol. Like it's this weird wave of like, it's not the origins of these characters within their own fiction, but the people who made them happen. So what I thought was interesting about this one was, you see the trailers for a movie like this, or you see the poster and you think, oh boy, this is gonna be another one of those like quaint, cozy, lots of tea sets, lots of tweed movies.
It is that. It's not that.
And it's not that. But I was not expecting all the shitty parenting.
Oh.
That was a pleasant surprise.
Margot Robbie is not a good mom in this movie.
And Donald Gleason isn't so great either. I mean, like basically, he spends time for the first time with his son, kind of hooks into his son's rich imaginary world, turns it into several books and becomes super successful, and then totally ignores him.
Well, and then makes him go on the book tour, the photo tour first.
And makes him like shill for the thing and do interviews and personal appearances, and all the while spending less and less time with him. And I was kind of like, well, all right. This is not just some cutesy little thing designed to sell more, Pooh books. It's like, oh, okay, we're acknowledging that you are a good writer and you ruthlessly exploited your own child for this film, for this story.
At least he was around though, because the mom, Margot Robbie as the mom, just like takes off and goes back to London because the country is boring.
Yes.
And the clothes are all fantastic though. And so Kelly Macdonald thankfully is around, and she's the nanny. And this is the only like emotional underpinning to this movie.
Absolutely.
And it's lovely that their bond is lovely, and you see how that plays out over the years in ways that are surprisingly emotional. Yes. I will say that.
And to give the Margot Robbie credit, a character, a little credit, I mean, she's not a complete monster. I think she has some good qualities and some sort of loving maternal qualities. But yeah, for the most part, she is much more concerned with her husband's fame, and
going to the right parties.
Exactly, London society, that sort of stuff. But it's a really good performance, and I admire when an actress in a position like Robbie's, where she's still sort of, on the ascent, is willing to play a character that is unlikable, that that has flaws, and that maybe makes us dislike her, because I think a lot of performers who want to be loved don't want to play characters that we aren't going to love.
Until later on, until eventually they're Julia Roberts or whatever, and then they'll play somebody mean. Wait, we see you're also in the Tanya Harding movie coming out.
No, I can't wait. I hear that's so good.
I can't wait. Yes, and she learned how to figure skate for it. There you go. But yeah, I also like both actors who play Christopher Robin. As a little kid, he's played by Will Tilston. Oh my God. He's the cutest child in the history of children. He's like the most adorable little Muppet.
But they never overdo it.
No, they don't. He is sort of effortlessly adorable.
Yeah.
And you also see the pain register on his little face when his parents are AWOL and then Alex Lothar plays him as a teenager.
Yeah, they could have gone much gushier with the kid and they don't. And yeah, and the teenager, it's fascinating because it turns out if you go to British boarding school and you're a kid lit star, they don't treat you well.
See, if you were in LA, he'd be super popular. If you were A. Milne's kid at a private school in LA, everyone would want to go hang out with him and go to his house after school. Yeah, that's interesting. One thing that did not work for me with this, and it's the back and forth structure with Milne's time in World War I.
Really?
It did not, because I feel like it's kind of a couple different movies and they're a little slammed together, and all of a sudden it will be a flashback. Like he clearly has some PTSD, which people didn't talk about back then.
Yes.
And he will zone out or he'll snap, and then it will show us that. And I'm not sure we needed to see that as often as we do, if at all.
I thought that worked okay, actually, because I think it provides a conduit to why he and the son start spending more time together. Like they're out in the fields, and he hears the bees, and the bees remind him of like the bullets or whatever, and he kind of starts having like a mini episode, and the son is just like holding his hand, saying, "It's bees, it's bees, it's okay, it's bees," and that sort of brings him back, and I was like, okay, so it didn't feel tacked on to me. I had a problem with. There's a narrative structure that I don't want to get too deeply in, but that kind of bookends the film that throws a curve that's really kind of a cheat.
Okay.
That annoyed me. And again, it's a true story. I don't know if that part is true or not, but even if it is, as presented here, it's a little hokey.
The rug.
It's a little unfair narratively.
Yes. Yeah. This is directed by Simon Curtis, who also did My Week with Marilyn, which this feels a lot like.
Really?
I mean, it feels a little just tasteful. I'm not saying distasteful. I'm saying just tasteful and a little safe. And I'm not sure that I totally understand A. Milne on a deep level at this point. It sort of goes through the biopic paint by numbers formula a little bit here.
It does.
Well made, well acted.
Sure, no, it hews to formula. I will give this movie points though for allowing the lead character to do terrible things and to be called out for that. I think, My Week with Marilyn, she is an idea more than a person, whereas this is a guy who has his flaws, has his gifts, and the movie is perfectly willing to talk about both of those things.
The clothes are great.
The clothes are great.
All right, so my number is 6.3.
What did I say?
You said 7.
7, yeah,
what you
7.
Want to say?
No, I do.
All right, so 6.7. See this, and then go see the cute little animated Winnie the Pooh movie, which we loved, where Zooey Deschanel does all the songs.
Oh God, it's so good.
It's so
John
dark.
Cleese narrates.
Yeah,
yes,
it's really catchy. So go see that. With this, bye.